Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live stream. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. This is Pierson here. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world, and you are watching day 197 of 200 days of drawing. We're getting there. We're getting there. As you can see, my eyes are kind of like droopy because I'm getting really tired from all these days of drawing. Oh my gosh, so many days of drawing. Now, anyways, let's begin today's drawing, shall we? Let's kind of get this show on the road. And welcome to today's live stream, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful time here. So let's see here. We're going to work with the background here. Work the background, press G so I can get the paint bucket. And we're just going to go with like a purplish background. We'll do purplish background, like a dark purplish background. Why not go with outline, and then we're gonna go with the straight black tone using my brush. It's gonna be a hard edge like that, but it's gonna be a little bit thicker. I gotta turn my headset down. It's a little loud. I got like some music running in the background here. Okay, so what did we do last time? I don't know. I don't remember. I know they're all the same. I know like all the cactuses they're all very similar in like how they look, and it is what it is. I don't really get too upset that they're very similar, and that's fine. I think it's kind of nice to have like this consistency to it. All right, I think that'll be it. Now we're gonna we're gonna move it. There we go, and then we're gonna shrink it down real quick. Press Enter, press V. You're gonna move it again. And then I'm going to press B. I want to have the pot like this. Let's start out with the line first. Let's have the line. Let's do the line like this, and we're gonna make a narrower pot this time. It's not gonna be really. It's not gonna have a huge depth to it. It's not gonna have a huge depth. Just it's gonna be like a narrow one, right? It's a narrow pot this time. There you go. Get that there. Press B. Go down here. Like that. And here we go. Let's make a line going to like an imaginary vanishing point. And then now there we go. I'm going to shrink it down. It's a little large. Okay. There we go. Now, time for the background color. We'll start out with like let's do like a dark purplish blue for the background color. Yeah, let's do a dark purplish blue for the background color. Just fill it in. Bam. Press the eraser button. Just kind of do a crazy like rectangular shape. Oops. Do I have the eraser on? Yes, I do. I do now. I didn't have it a second ago. But I do now, so we're good. Now it's time to erase the remainder like this. Very quickly, just erase the remainder. Just want to erase all of this excess color. It's very simple, just erase it all, press T. We're going to move it. Yeah, and I think what I might do is I might shrink it, and then I'm going to move it again. There we go. Look at that. I like the shape, the background shape, to be smaller than the actual cactus. So that's what I typically do is I typically do a shape that's smaller than the actual cactus, so that has that, so the cactus is kind of projected forward. You know, it's just kind of like a little. It makes it feel more important in the whole scheme of things. So time to do a quick flat for the pot here. Press E for erase. Just kind of erase all this excess pot. uh, that can be misconstrued so much. We gotta erase all this pot. Too much pot everywhere. I'm drawing pot all day long. Sir, you're not supposed to be saying that out loud. What do you mean? I'm drawing a pot. A brown pot. Sir, don't say that in public. People are going to start thinking things like, what do you mean? I don't understand. I'm drawing a flower pot here. You know, sir, don't say that. All right, so I'm just erasing all this yellow here, just making sure that it looks decent. I don't have like a set way, like a set like size on the sand. I just kind of do it by eye, like eyeball it, you know. I think we're gonna use like a slightly tealer green. Yeah, we're gonna use this more teal green here. Now I've talked about this before where I would used to erase like any like excess from the cactus, but now I've kind of embraced those like shapes, and I think it makes it feel more organic when I leave those like little lumps and areas of inconsistency around the edge, the contour of the cactus. So I've been starting to do that more and more, and you know, worrying less about like, oh, this it shouldn't look like this. Well, I think makes it feel a little bit more organic, even for even when I'm not. It makes it look more real, not real, but like it makes it feel less control. So I'm embracing the like spontaneity of it. There you go. Do something like that. Gonna add like that. And now we're done with the tones here, the flat tones. I usually lock the layer of the tones that I'm not working on because I've had problems in the past where when I don't lock a layer, I typically have problems with it later on. I like using hypersaturated colors, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do hypersaturated colors like this. Ooh, that's some. Let's go even crazier. All right, so that's what I've been doing. I've been doing adding like these curvilinear lines, more curvy lines with my work. I've been thinking that's kind of been something kind of fun, something new, and it's been adding a new perspective to the work here. Normally it was always like straight lines like this, but now it's been kind of like doing more curvilinear lines, more straight lines. Let's see here, let's kind of trying to. I think that's good. I don't know. I maybe do a. Go away. Definitely go away. My gosh. Okay, I'm having troubles here with the screen. You know what I don't do is I don't add like hmm, let's see. I'm having a color existential funk right now. Let's see here. What color do I want to do? What if I do something like that? And let's add like a dark tone, maybe like a dark blue. Kind of do something like this, and maybe even have it kind of sweep in like that. There you go, something like that. I think that's good. I've spent enough time on that one actually. That was I had a few hiccups. I was doing some drawing, and all of a sudden, like news articles were popping up on the right side here. I was like, get away from here. You're ruining my thoughts. I'm not able to think here. Get out of here. So now we're back on track. Actually, we're not. I'm actually kind of running a little behind today. So it is what it is. We're gonna do like a dark side here. What I do is I make the bottom pretty dark, a little darker right here, and then kind of up the highlights on the as it goes farther away from the front. And this is something I've been doing a lot lately. There's no like, it's not like a right way. It's just one way that I've been doing my drawings here. And I kind of do, I've been doing that here as well. So I think I've been kind of darkening the front a little bit. And then as it goes farther away, I make it a little bit brighter, and there's no particular like reason to why I'm doing that. It's just something I've been doing lately. I think what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a process, a recreatable, a process that I can recreate over and over again with these drawings. And I've gotten it down, not down to a like science yet, but I've gotten some nice outcomes through kind of practicing these like strategies, you know. So it's been very helpful for me with these drawings because it's allowed for me to kind of do these drawings quicker and quicker each time. You know, again, there's no right or wrong way. It's all very subjective. How I'm going about it is it varies from day to day. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. I want to see what's happening. All right, so yes, kind of do something like this. I'm kind of feathering it so I can make it like a more of an inconsistent like mark making here. And now that we have this, what I'm going to do is we're going to make the area a little bit darker in some of these spots, especially on the top here. I don't really want to express it with like a strong contour line, but make it kind of darker here. That's kind of like there. This is kind of nice right here. And now for the fun part that I always enjoy doing, and it's usually the same colors. But I think what I'll do here is I'll do like a hypersaturated purple. This is supposed to be like a purple, but we're going to do a hypersaturated purple right here. Now, what's the opposite of purple? Green? Ooh, we never do that. We never do like a green. Oh, there we go. This is new. I never do it like a green. So let's do a little bit of green, but let's make it a little bit like darker. Here we go. Do a little bit of green here. Yeah, I never really get to do green. So let's see what this color is. I'm going to do like the opposite here. There we go. Add some of that. Ooh. Looks like I'm going to be doing green today. It's going to be a green template. And then maybe I'll add a little bit of orange. No. Maybe some of this tone here. I think there's a reason why I like this tone. This like teal tone is because it's actually like the opposite color of the the what do you call this? What do you call this? Don't remember the orange pot. All right. I'm gonna add some of this green here. A little bit of green right here. So this is kind of new. Adding some green for fun. Zoom out. I'm gonna try to zoom out. There we go. Don't know if I like the green, but it's a good little fun experiment. Now we're gonna go into sand. Do the sand here, but first I want to do a little bit of erasing with the sand here, like right here, particularly there's this area. There we go. Just wanted to trim that down a little bit. Now we're gonna go and add the sand here. Make it dark really quick. For some odd reason, I'm having a heck of a time changing the size of my brush. There we go. Quit doing that, brush. There we go. Now, there is no right way of doing the sand. I just kind of fiddle around with it. I don't spend a lot of time on it. You know, I just spend a little bit of time on it and kind of just play around. There we go. Add a little bit of this. And then I'll probably add some of this pink here. A little bit of pink right here. Oops, too much. There we go. Nope. Just a little like sliver. There we go, something like that. That's fine. We'll leave it like that. Lock the layer. Take this layer. Lock this layer. All right, what is this? Did I add a layer and I didn't even know it? I don't know if there's anything in there. Well, we'll delete that layer. I don't see if there's anything on there. Anyways, back out. Okay. Looking pretty good. We're at 18 minutes. We might be on track to getting done around 35 minutes. And it all depends on how well I'm able to kind of get this cactus in order here. We'll see. We will see, you know. So I just do like this like purposely like simplified version of lines, you know. Here we go. And here we go. Do 20. Yeah. Here we go. And this is what I do. I add these lines using these little ribs. Actually, we're gonna there we go. Okay, now I'm changing it up a bit. I'm changing the beat. I normally don't do this. So this is a little bit new, so it might add a little bit more complexity to my drawing. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Same here. Okay. All right. There we go. Now, move up. We're just going to start by adding like a less There we go. Do this. I think this is good. No. A little brighter. A little brighter. So as you can see, all I'm doing is kind of going underneath this outline very, very simply. Just going underneath it. I'm not being like fancy with it. Just going underneath that line here with this. So this is its own layer. So its own layer, going very undetailed, and then I'm going to start by adding more details afterwards. But right now it's kind of like just this oversimplification, very oversimplified, and then it's going to get a little bit more complex as I go along the way. So I'm starting out with really dark tones, and then I'm going to move on to even like lighter tones from here. Lighter tones and even like a smaller brush. So I kind of shrink the brush as we go. So now lighter tones, we're at like 50 megapixels. I need to go down probably like 40 pixel for the brush. It's a little large. The 50 was a little large here. And now we're just adding these tones here like this. There we go. So far, so good. Again, being very like generic, very generic with it. And being very loose at this point. I've noticed that if I start like, especially like the longer I start drawing, I work on these drawings, like the more like my hand starts to get like red knuckling. I start to red knuckle it, and that's not a good thing to be in. So I'm trying to avoid this kind of red knuckle mentality. So here it is, kind of going higher, higher with the light tone. And this one's a little bit different than how I've been normally doing a lot of my other drawings. This one I'm kind of like trying to be looser with the marks, really trying this time, and really trying to kind of like be like scribbly and scratchy, and then seeing how it kind of what happens if I dial into details a little bit later on, as opposed to kind of being really tight and rigid at the very, very beginning of this process. Not that I was super tight and rigid, but I've been known to kind of, me personally, I kind of start tightening up and getting like white knuckling it later at around this period. So I'm going to do 25 pixels. And once I'll get to a certain point where I basically get to a point in the drawing where I stop doing this, and I go on top of all the layers, and I do like a very fine, not very fine, but like a detail level layer where I kind of go over these areas and kind of do a little bit more of a blending phase, and so I'm getting towards that. I'm almost there. I'm almost at the point where I kind of do a little bit of a blending phase, especially over here. So this we're gonna zoom in now. Oops. All right. Here we go. I think this is the last layer before I go into my blending phase, where I kind of deal with some of these things, these trouble areas in the drawing. But I'm being purposely loose with this one. Really, I say that in the most serious of terms. I'm like trying to be very loose with this one because I wanted it to be a little bit different than my other ones. All right, so this is what we got to do. Time for the details. So we're going to kind of get real micro. So as you can see, I zoomed in. That means I'm serious. I'm super serial. I'm going to go over these areas and kind of focus on bringing in some of these hiccup points. So right now I'm going to do like an extreme contrast section right on this area, kind of really focus on pushing some of this contrast. pushing some of the shadows, especially on these lines here, almost to a point that it's almost hyper exaggerated, especially on the right side because this is supposed to be in the like cast shadow. So we have 5 minutes to kind of dial this in. I say that lightly, I'll probably change it. I'm used to kind of moving up the time frame. Okay, being very kind of still trying to maintain some looseness with this. There we go. Probably not that loose. All right, man. I think this is looking pretty good right here. All right. So I think I'm gonna make this a little bit darker right here. Look, a little curvilinear core shadow. All right. So I think that's this side one looks really nice. So let's go and we're gonna go down and take this tone and kind of work on this area right here and kind of dial it in, make it really dark here, kind of make it feel, especially right here, like kind of give it the feeling that this is creating like a cast shadow, like these little folds have like actual weight to them. And I also like to make these areas a little bit darker on the bottoms here. It makes it feel like they're kind of bending into the soil or the sand there, you know? So that's a little bit by design. All right, kind of do some more. All right, I think what I'm going to do is going to make like a highlight right here. And then make it a little bit darker right here. All right. Well, this one's going to take a lot longer than I thought it would. I've started a kind of like a process of being a little bit too micro, a little bit too detailed. So I'm going to have to try to maintain that, unfortunately. You know, so it's probably going to be a 40-minute drawing. I'd rather maintain a process, a way that I've kind of established the drawing, as opposed to kind of try to nerf it and cheat some of the processes. So it's at this point where I just have to accept what I've started because I this one has more like of these like rib lines than my past drawings. That more than a more the majority of my past drawings, which means it adds a little bit more to the overall drawing time, and that's fine. You just got to understand that some days you're going to be doing drawings that take longer than others. And even though you'd like for it to be as fast or as quick as your previous ones, like the goal was to make a sub 30-minute drawing, but now we're hitting 30-minute mark. I just decided to put too many of these black lines here, and that's adding to the overall process time frame of the drawing. But caveat, like it's going to make for a very nice outcome because This one has a little bit more depth, a little bit more happening than some of my other ones, you know. Um, and this is another thing I've been doing differently is you see me kind of scumbling some of these marks here. I've been doing that recently to kind of, I've been changing up the way that I've been kind of handling some of these marks on the cactus. And I think it's been making for a more unique outcome. I need to make this area brighter, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I might just keep it kind of like dark. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen over here. There we go. Yeah, buddy. And yeah, so this one's turning out pretty good. My hand's kind of tingly. So I think the top is in a good space visually. So now we're going to work on the bottom a little bit more, like especially specifically in this area, kind of dial it in, you know, make it just make it a little bit better, make it a little bit cleaner, kind of darken up these tones, or maybe add some of those tones. I didn't mean to do that many. All right, a little bit like a brighter tone right here. Kind of darken this area. All right. Looking good, man. It's getting there, man. We're getting some good forms here. And that's what you want. You want some good forms being developed, some good little shapes. I think this area is starting to form pretty well. I think I want to make this area a little bit darker over here, especially like right around here. I really want to kind of make it feel like the cactus area is kind of, this arm is like digging into that cactus a little bit. Yep, this is going to be a 40-minute drawing, 45-minute drawing. I didn't want it to be that way. Did not want it to be that way. It just kind of happened. You know, I don't know. That might be too dark. One of the problems of doing zooming in too much to the details like this is you're not looking at the whole. So I think this is getting there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like pretend like this area is getting brighter. This area is going to be, we might do like a simplification of this area. You know, kind of keep it a little simpler, where it kind of, some of these marks. Oops. All right. Zoom in, kind of shrink down this brush here. Okay. I think what we'll do, don't know yet. I haven't decided on how this is going to play out. I mean, it looks okay. It's not bad. You know, it's not bad at all. I'm not disappointed with this left arm here. You know, I don't think it's a bad left arm. There we go. I think I'm going to call it a day. All right. And now what we're going to do is one last layer, but we're going to incorporate some of the background colors so that it's a little bit more unified. So I think what I'll do is we'll do like some purple. We'll do purple tones for the shadows, you know? So we'll do purple tones for the shadows. So we're going to get right here and go. There you go, kind of a little bit of purple here. At 15, do a little bit of purple here. Kind of not a lot, just kind of like accentuate some of those tones. So we have a little bit of green and purple here. Kind of going inside here. See? So there we go. Just adding a little bit of purple here. Yeah, that's what we want. We want a little bit of purple here. So what it does is it kind of unifies the background and foreground with the tones. So it makes it feel like it's more like this world that this background that the cactus is in is actually interacting with the cactus. So for instance, it's creating some of these shadows that you see here, you know, and that's what I'm going for is it's affecting some of the overall tones. So now in this area, I want to do like an orange and a little bit of orange. So we're going to do like some orange tone here. So we're going to add like some orange right here, just a little bit. You can see a little bit of orange right here, not a lot, just like right on this right here, just kind of a little bit. And some orange right here. Maybe a little bit of a orange right here. And then we'll do some orange right here again. So we're just kind of adding a little bit of the surrounding colors. Onto the cactus itself. You know, that's what we're doing. That's all we're doing. A little bit of purple. Since purple is the most dominant tone here, we're just kind of we're adding a lot of it. And like a yellow. Not a lot. And I think we're going to be I think that might be it. We're going to do a little bit of yellow right here. All right, and maybe right here. Okay, as you can see, just a little bit of purple. Probably need to make the brush a little bit larger. I think that's good. I'm getting too micro. Okay. Now time for the thorns and call it a day, man. As I said, actually I didn't say anything, but in previous times when I talk about doing the thorns, I try to keep it simple, and I've been trying to focus on just really being very minimalistic with them, not going too overboard. But because I've been having I have this habit of like just making too many of them, you know. So I'm gonna try to do like one every second or two, you know. Let's kind of place one here and there. Let's kind of wrap around a little bit. There we go. Let's kind of move around here. And I find if I go slow, the way that the thorns typically look a little bit better because they're not kind of like just arbitrarily placed along. I knew it was going to be 45 minutes. I was doing really well, and then added all these extra lines. Typically, I don't add 5, 6 lines in an area inside the main body of the cactus. It's usually like 2 or 3 all around. I knew it. Just knew it. I really did know it. Ah, come on. All right. Move on to this. Yep, 45 minutes. We're looking at a 45-minute cactus. But I gotta accept, be kind of proud because it does have more going on than many of my other cactus drawings. There's a lot more kind of happening. There's a lot more like depth with the color. There's a lot more shape and volume being done in this one. And that's why it amounted to being 40 minutes. And nothing wrong with that. It's just you come in expecting you're going to do a drawing in 30 minutes and it just goes a little bit longer, a little bit overboard. And that's fine too. Uh, you just don't plan for it sometimes. All right. So I'm trying to just kind of pretend that like you can see the thorns at different perspectives. So that's why I have like ones that are kind of more like cropped or thinner on this because I feel like you're going to see it more face like you're like it's pointing towards you as opposed to pointing to the side. So that's why I've been doing stuff like that with these thorns, just kind of varied it up, being more, adding a little bit more variety to them. And I think that's it. Um, Yeah, that's it. We'll zoom out. We're going to give it a signature. Yeah, we'll give it a signature. Using like a bright, like a semi-bright green. The bottom right here, like that. And like, yeah, we're gonna go like even brighter than that. Yeah, semi-bright green like this. Zoom in. Put in P. What was it? Oh, P21. What day is it? 197 out of 200. And that is it. Shake my hands. 45. Oh, gosh. That took a long time. I did not expect that. I did not expect that, everyone. I'm going to move this out of the way. Woo! Not bad though. Look at it. Look at it. It looked pretty good. It's taken me a while to get to this point of being able to do something like this. Although there's room for improvement. I think I'm starting to get a little bit too like formulaic, or like it's kind of like a math problem, and that happens from time to time. But it's okay. Anyways, that is it for the day. Hope you enjoyed this live stream. If it's something that you enjoy watching, enjoy me talking about my work and stuff like that, please hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. I gotta get going. It's just one of those days. Saturday's a very busy day for me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. Have a good one. Cheers.